Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Movie Backlot Podcast. My name is Steven. That there is Dylan. We had a bit of technical difficulties, but I think we're good to go now. Pretty much, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Movie Backlot Podcast, a podcast where we sit around, talk about everything that happened in the world of movies when it came to the box office scores. What kind of news happened this week? What's coming out this week? What stupid shit is happening on the internet? And what Blu-rays are we excited to watch this week? How you doing, Dylan?
I am doing pretty well. Been working a bit this weekend. They're watching Summer League. Gonna go. I haven't seen Pets or Mike and Dave, but I'm gonna see those this week, so I'll be able to talk about them next week.
Do you think that would have been a better name? Pets instead of
No,
The Secret Life of Pets.
I mean, so I worked in a movie theater, and I can't tell you how many people walked up and was like, "Oh, the Pets movie." So like the largest number on the all the advertisements is Pets, so they'll know what to say.
Yeah,
It's not like
isn't that the like isn't Pets the biggest in the marketing? Like when you see the
yeah,
posters, Pets is super big. All right, well,
and it tells you what it's supposed to be.
it's about
It's
pets.
Toy Story.
It's Toy Story. What everybody keeps saying. I was not expecting that, but what everybody keeps saying. Everybody said it worked.
Did you watch the second trailer?
No, I don't think so. I
Oh,
don't.
like they outlined
Well,
how
did
the
they play?
dog.
I don't know. Like I said, I haven't been to last kids movie I saw was Zootopia, so maybe they played it there. But I think that was still during the first trailer.
Oh, okay, because the second trailer, it's like it shows the new dog coming in and ruining his life, and then he tries to get rid of him, and they both get screwed up, and they get lost. They have to go on an adventure in the city to find their way back to their owner. And I was like, oh, is this just Toy Story again? But without the Pixar charm, it's gonna have the Illumination Minions charm.
Oh, I didn't know that it was. Yeah, I just.
Illumination.
I don't think I saw. Like I knew it was. I mean, I get those. I get Illumination and DreamWorks confused. To be honest, so
Uh,
like,
well, one's good.
DreamWorks is. DreamWorks.
Actually,
They're both alright.
Illumination's only done one bad movie. Actually, no. They did The Lorax, which is also pretty shitty. But Despicable Me 1 and 2 are good. So they're batting 500, I guess, because Minions was garbage.
Our boy
And
Zac.
this looks like it's not going to be good.
Our boy Zac Efron's on that. In that Lorax movie, right?
Oh, is he?
I think he is. I'm guessing.
Well, anyway,
Nonetheless,
should break it back into the box office.
that Pets movie made $103 million and completely took me by surprise. I was shocked. Like I was expecting 60, 70. You said you were expecting about 85.
I was expecting about 85 just because, like, the marketing was good. Like, I didn't like the marketing, but it was good in terms of a lot of people really dug the marketing. And every kid that walked by that this advertisement in the theater I work at, that like on the cardboard cutouts the last few months from people I've talked to, every kid's be like, I want to see that, and it's like this weekend's gonna suck, and it did suck to work, but I don't know. The movie's fresh around Tomatoes, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's in the 70s. It was
Yeah,
in the
70.
80s. It was in the 80s for most of the weekend, but I think it's in the 70s now. So
I'm gonna check it out. I haven't seen it. I have a chance to.
I don't
I'm
know
gonna probably.
because for some like
Oh yeah.
guaranteed. I heard all the
Wait
voice
for the
acting
Pets and
works.
Minions crossover.
Oh, I mean, gee, or geez, don't ruin this one. Like I've heard, the voice acting works. I've heard, it for the most part the movie knocks it out of the park. So, I'm pretty excited to check it out. But I'm not sure if I'm excited just to watch it when it's on Blu-ray or on demand Netflix,
Yeah.
or actually wanting to go to the theater. You know what I mean? Like that's where I'm
You
at.
know what the most impressive part of this opening weekend is, in my opinion, or
Uh,
this movie?
what
This movie cost $75 million to make.
is that a little bit? I don't know. Is that a lot?
That's not much at all, considering Tarzan cost 180 million.
Oh dear Jesus.
Dory Dory doesn't have the budget listed, but Dory probably cost 150 million, give or take.
Dear.
This basically the Illumination Entertainment model is to make these movies for cheap and market the hell out of them.
Yeah,
But that's why Minions had like a $600 million marketing budget, but that movie was made for like $65 million.
yeah, that is true. Oh my god, I forgot Tarzan was made by. Oh my god. Speaking of Tarzan, America seems to like this movie. It's made another 20 million this weekend.
Yes.
Somehow, I haven't seen it, but I've heard I really wanted to see it, but all the bad word of mouth and everybody talking about how it's not what I thought it was going to be made me not
Yeah.
want to see it. But apparently,
Not very good.
America's all about it. I mean, have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw it. It's not very
Did we talk
good.
about? Did you say last week that you saw it? What did you say?
Yeah, we talked about
Okay.
it. I said it was it was on the downside of mediocre. All the really hype parts from the trailers, those are all the best parts in the movie. Those are all the climactic shots of each action sequence. I went into the movie wanting to watch Tarzan with his mystic powers command a horde of buffalo, and that does not happen. They actually explain how he's able to command a herd of buffalo, and I was disappointed as hell.
I wanted the movie to be an origin story. People say that, oh, everybody knows the origin story, but I'm like, do they? Like, they do, but like, what we've never really seen a live action movie
Yeah,
except for like the
also
really
for
old ones.
yeah, also for people saying, no, we all know the origin story of Tarzan. Um, in my opinion, most of the majority of the most interesting stories for like for these popular characters is their origin story because that's the story that has the most character arc involved. And I always enjoy seeing new directors or artists' interpretations of those stories. That's why I was in favor if they did do another Spider-Man origin story. I would have been like, oh, I want to see the John Watts version of it, and then we can get sequels and see where it
And
takes off.
also, this Tarzan felt a lot darker than what I was like.
It's
My
pretty dark.
Tarzan is the Disney one. Like, and I'm assuming that's well, in your Tarzan is that weird ass space alien shit that we got a couple
No,
years ago, 2 years ago.
I have no ownership of that god awful movie that tricked me into thinking aliens were gonna attack. You
Yeah.
know what? I'm gonna announce it right here. If I ever get a dream project, so like Christopher Nolan has his Interstellar, I'm gonna make Tarzan versus aliens.
You're gonna make that movie that nobody wants except for you.
Can you imagine? It's the 1800s and aliens attack, and humanity's only what's it called? Hope to survive is the legend Tarzan.
It's kind of shocking though that like
He
I
can
don't know.
he can like use his vines as grappling hooks and swing from spaceship to spaceship.
I don't know. That's weird. But
This cannot
nonetheless,
be worse than Independence Day Resurgence.
oh no, dear Jesus, nothing is gonna be worse than that. That's gonna be the worst movie of the year. Yeah, let's see what else we got here. Finding Dory still staying strong, 20.4 million. It also had another milestone. Where is it?
It became the highest grossing domestic film of the year, but it surprisingly is not doing too well overseas. It's doing fine,
Okay.
but you would expect it to be being you would expect the movie to make makes 400 million domestically in like 4 weeks to be an easy bet for $1 billion club. No, it's made 221 million foreign, so it's at 644 million, and now most foreign countries it's fighting for the animation audience with pets and movies like Illumination Entertainment does better overseas than it does domestically, and it seems like Pixar might be the opposite of that. So it'll be interesting to see if Dory's able to capture the audience and have
I
enough
mean,
legs to cross the $1 billion
people thought
club.
that it was gonna be like a guaranteed cross, but now it's like now they're
Yeah.
gonna be skeptical. Zootopia is the one that's like that knocked it out of the park this year for Disney.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to animation.
What's crazy is that D- Disney Animation has more movies in the $1 billion club than Pixar. Because
No,
Pixar only has Toy Story 3, and then Disney Animation has Zootopia and
wait, didn't
Frozen.
Inside Out get to the $1 billion?
No.
And
Oh.
they were close. I thought they were close. Man,
They got to
were they close? I thought they were
that's
close.
domestic. They got to 857 million.
Okay, and that's
Still a lot of money, but it wasn't the $1 billion club. It was still a huge success.
not even that shitty. Like not even one of the Cars movies. Like those
No.
things that they keep turning out.
It's only been what's it called? Toy Story 3.
Interesting. Let's see what we got here. Rounding out the top five, we have Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates, which I'm not gonna call this a failure. It made 16.6 million, but it only cost $33 million to make. So I'm gonna say it's doing well. I don't know.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It should be able to make its money back. I would have been more happy if our studio if it made like $24 million.
I thought it was gonna be in the 20s just because Zac Efron, but I think Zac
Well,
Efron's
Zac Efron is
audience,
not a draw.
but he would
He's a
be a
draw
draw.
for us.
But I think he would be a draw if this wasn't rated R. Like, what's the last
Well,
PG?
he
What's the
did.
last PG
He did.
13 movie that was?
We Are Your Friends, and it had the
Oh
lowest
dear
opening
Jesus,
weekend
yeah,
of all time,
yeah,
or
but
like
that,
one of the top 5 lowest weekends ever.
yeah, that was that was made by the guy that directs the guy that's on Catfish, the TV show on MTV.
Oh,
He's the
I
director.
mean, I saw it. I didn't hate it. I was the
I
only one in the theater.
I was gonna watch it, but actually I was gonna watch it. I might still watch it if it
It's
comes
not
out.
terrible.
I heard it's not as bad. It's just like if it's a very pretentious white America movie is what I've heard. Like it's about, oh, look at our problems, man. We want to be DJs, like, which is a weird thing. I'm like, okay, I don't. It looks. I like Zac Efron. I'm gonna watch it. Like, I'll
It
watch
has the
it.
girl from the Blurred Lines music video as well, and she's really hot in it. Emila
Oh
Wattaj-Ranowski, or
yeah,
whatever
she
her
was.
last name
I feel
is.
like she was on Entourage before. I go with on Entourage.
Oh,
But
okay.
I
She's
think
in
so.
it.
I mean, it could be wrong. It could have been another hot, tall, model looking girl. Yeah. So I don't know. This one, I think it'll be all right. It's starting to prove that also Anna Kendrick might not be a big star, like a
She's
money maker. Because yeah, she has
no.
Pitch Perfect, but I think Pitch Perfect it's the movie more than her. Like if she wasn't in Pitch
Yeah.
Perfect 3, I think the movie would still bank. Um, I think she's a phenomenal actress, but
I still think it would make its budget back. I don't think it would bank because she's one of those stars that's tied to a massive franchise. But
I don't think
but
it's
it's kind
her
of like
though.
the Bourne franchise. That they had the Jeremy Renner one, and it didn't do that great at the box office. And then they have Matt Damon coming back, and it's gonna do bank.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't. But Matt Damon to me is a draw. I don't know if Anna Kendrick is a draw. Like honestly,
Well, she's not. It's her. It's her combined with whoever plays Fat Amy. I don't know her name.
what's her name? Rebel Wilson. Is that right?
Yeah, Rebel
Yeah.
Wilson. It's their dynamic. Adam
So
Devine is a draw, I guess. Hell, this
he's
movie has 2 draws from Pitch Perfect. It made 16 million opening weekend.
like this is one of this is gonna sound crazy, but this is one of the movies that like I look at the cast and I'm like I love this cast so much, like all of them. And from what I hear, the movie is not bad. It's around a 55 to 60% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's
It's
40.
dear Jesus, never mind. But I heard it's not bad. I heard it's just okay. It's not.
I've seen every single like range on the good to bad meter. Some people think it's like one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I'm not sure it's that bad,
Then it
but
can't
I've
be a
seen some
give it.
people
I
be
think
like,
can't be a give it
it's
a
one of
3
the
out
worst
of
movies of
10.
the year.
Can't be a give it
Yeah,
a 3 out of 10. But
Campia hated
but
it.
then Jeremy John said it's like a good
It's a good
time,
time, no
no
alcohol
alcohol
required.
required. So it's like that's like on his scale that'd be like a 7, right? I'm guessing.
Yeah,
So
that'd be like a fine time to go see a movie.
yeah, so I don't know. I'm gonna see it. We also have the Purge election year, which made 11.7 million. The Purge killed it. We're gonna get a Purge 4. It's gonna do equally well. This is the new Saw franchise, I'm guessing, where it's like
Oh yeah,
the new one that you can turn on every year. They're easy to make. Like they made this one for $10 million. That's what it was, and they shot it within
yeah.
like was it 8 weeks? Is that how long it took to shoot this?
I'm not sure how long it took to shoot,
I,
but it was made for $10 million.
I think this is the movie that was like 8 weeks to like 6 to 8 weeks to
It's made
shoot.
58 million already.
Yeah, I think this is the movie that was like 6 to 8 weeks to shoot, $10 million. We got it out. We made a ton of money. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Nothing else came out this week, right? That's worth talking about. No.
No, I am also going to see Swiss Army Man tomorrow.
I am going to.
That's good.
I'm going to see that because
Virtually.
that is in one of my theaters as well. But actually, I might see that instead of the Pets movie when I go see Mike and Dave. And then also Captain whatever. It's not in my town, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, Captain Fantastic comes.
And I heard
is going to
that's
go wide in the next few weeks.
and I heard that's not phenomenal, but I heard it's pretty good. It's getting like solid 7 to 8. I think it's around 70 something on Rotten Tomatoes if I remember.
Alicia
Correct.
Malone loved it.
Yeah, I mean she loves indie movies. Like she loves these like unique takes, and it's a unique story that you don't see often. So that's cool.
That's at 79%.
Yeah, so I'm definitely, and I love Vigo. Like I love Vigo so much. All right, let's get into the news and see what happened in the wide world of movies. So there's a story that broke about an hour ago, give or take, maybe like 2-3 hours ago, and that is that Javier Bardem is being looked at to play Frankenstein in the Universal's Monster franchise film. Now he is currently in negotiation, so we don't know what's going to happen. But this is proving once again, like okay, remember, last week it was rumored that it was Dwayne the Rock Johnson to pay the Wolfman, right? Then we
Yeah, something like that.
then we had Johnny Depp as the Invisible Man, Russell Crowe as Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and Tom Cruise as whoever the guy that goes after the mummy is. And did
Yeah.
you see the set pics of the mummy?
Yeah, it looked interesting.
Did you see who the mummy is?
Yeah, it's
I didn't know
Sophia
that was. I
Vergara.
didn't know that person was gonna be the
You
mummy.
didn't?
No, I had no idea. I
It was
thought.
announced when she was added to the cast.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. I thought she was just added to the cast and she was going to be a part of
Oh
whatever
no.
Tom Cruise. So she is the mummy. Interesting.
Yeah.
Um.
I mean, I'm excited for it because it has Tom Cruise in it.
Oh
That's
yeah.
really it.
So, I mean, the dude. I mean, could this be one of his like more serious roles, or do you think it's going to be an action-packed movie?
Who for Tom Cruise?
Yeah. Do you think the mummy's going to be
This
action-packed?
will this will definitely be like an action-packed movie. He's not gonna try to go for Best Actor nomination
I
in The
take it.
Mummy.
I take it a serious role. Well, nonetheless, they're knocking it out of the park, getting all these big name actors, and now they have or they're going after Javier Bardem, who's a phenomenal actor, super creepy. Him being Frankenstein is going to be interesting. And I'm confused: is he playing Doctor Frankenstein or is he playing the monster? That's what I want to know. We don't know yet.
No, I don't think he's big enough to play the monster, is he?
Well, they just say he's playing Frankenstein, like or Frankenstein, however you want to pronounce it. But like, I'm curious, is he going to play the guy that creates him? Because if he does play that, you are essentially creating Javier Bardem for a one movie deal because the monster kills him.
No,
So,
that's true.
so I am just curious to that point if like
They
they're
could
gonna
always change it though.
they could of course. It does show
They could always
that
have him kill like his like hot assistant or something.
yeah. Or you can have him do like the mocap for the monster as well as play
Oh
Frankenstein.
yeah,
Yeah. But then again, they also the Invisible Man and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde are in the Mummy movie, so they clearly changing shit. So whatever, as long as they're good. But it is showing that
yeah,
Universal actually gives a fuck now. Like that Dracula Untold movie was clearly them trying but not really trying. This time they're like, no, we're actually trying this time. We're getting big name actors. All these actors we're paying clearly big money for. Like this is big money. But now when you think
yeah.
about it,
Although it does seem like most of these people aren't like, besides Tom Cruise, of course, aren't like huge
and then
draws
the Rock, and the
anymore.
Rock, let's throw the Rock in there.
Oh yeah, and The Rock, but besides everybody else is kind of like,
Quality
oh, if this was
actors.
like 2004, they'd be like, how'd they get this cast? No, it's like, oh yeah, I can. I mean, I'm surprised they're going after these names, but I can see how they got this cast.
Yeah, now it's more like maybe they're not big draws besides Cruz and Johnson. The other
They're all
ones
big
are
names, though.
the other ones are all big names and more quality acting is what it is. Like Depp,
Hmm.
Crow.
As long as Crow doesn't sing.
I'm curious because he's
Yeah.
gonna be playing. He's gonna play two sides to a character, so it's gonna be interesting to see what his take on it is. Um,
Mm.
I'm wondering because the rumors are that they're doing this and then they're gonna have some type of super team up movie like Avengers style later on. Maybe that'll
Mhm.
be Van Helsing or something. I don't know what that would be. But you have to like
Maybe.
I don't know how all of these characters get put into the same thing. But then again, you are switching the stories around. But it is pretty cool. And Javier Bardem, I love him. I think he's a great actor. It's showing if you get him, it's you're giving us a pretty diverse cast for these franchises. I'm liking
Yeah,
it.
for sure.
So that's pretty cool. Let's see what else we got here. Next, so I thought the Gambit movie was canceled, and I thought it was canceled like several times. We always talk about it. We're like, why are you spending so much on a Gambit movie? Nobody wants that much money for a Gambit movie. What was it like 150 for a Gambit movie? A dude that throws
Yeah.
cards, whatever. Favorite character? Nothing against Gambit. Favorite character, but the dude throws playing cards. Why are we spending $150 million on that? I don't know. And it had all these troubles: directors leaving, writers leaving, scheduling conflicts. Now it looks like the film is going to be starting production in 2017 spring. So
Hmm.
that's interesting. You said also in the article they talked about Deadpool 2, and what was it about Deadpool? What was
Yeah,
it?
I'm looking it up right now. So, Deadpool 2 is also going to start shooting in the beginning of next year.
Okay.
And Simon Kinberg said that he's writing the next X-Men films, like the sequel to Apocalypse, or he's going to start writing it soon. And the Fallen Our Stars director, I forget his name, but
Is that that? Is
Josh Boone, he's doing the New Mutants. That script's done, and they're hoping to shoot that in the middle of next year. They said.
and right now, we have Lyman, like Doug Lyman is on board to direct.
Yeah,
Who were the two
he's still
directors
on.
before that? One was the one was
Rupert
Rupert Wyatt.
Wyatt was one.
What was the other one?
There was somebody else that was like in talks, and
Yeah,
then
like it was a big
said
name. It
no
was a big
to
name
doing
director.
it.
Um,
Google it real quick.
yeah, Tommy. I don't have it. I don't appear here. But nonetheless, let's see. Nonetheless, I still don't know much about this movie. This movie feels like a forced project. Like they're forcing it too much. And I don't understand why. It's not like Gambit is like this household name, to not like to non X-Men fans or people that don't know comics. Did you find the other director?
They approached Aronofsky, I think, a while ago. I remembered that, and they also approached Soderbergh,
Oh, okay.
and they approached the guy who did Foxcatcher, I think,
That's
and
the
they all were
first
like,
guy.
no.
That's the first one that dropped out because it was Soderbergh and Tatum had worked together on that one movie about the pill or whatever the hell it was called.
Foxcatcher.
Yeah, no, Soderbergh didn't direct Foxcatcher.
No, Soderbergh did Magic Mike,
Yes, there we go. And then
and then
who's the director? Who's the director that
is
did?
it Brian Miller or something? I forget. I forget exactly who did Foxcatcher.
A
But it was
bunch of
that
directors
director who approached him.
a bunch of directors got approached. Some turned it down. We got excited when we heard that Wyatt was on board. When he left, we were worried. Then we saw Lyman was on board, and we were like, all right, this could be cool. Then we heard that he might be leaving, and then scheduling conflicts because he had another movie that he was working on. It's a thriller called Chaos Walking.
It's the China movie.
It's a young adult thriller.
He's gonna be filming in China
Yeah, it's called
for Amazon, I think.
It's called. It says in talks to helm young adult thriller Chaos. No, this is another project that he is. Oh wow! So it's, right now he's set to do this one this fall. So Chaos Walking is a Lionsgate film that the Lyman is set to start production on this fall. Right after he's done with this, the way that the scheduling is looking, he's going to be hopping on to do Gambit if he stays on still. So that's his schedule right now. But
And the movie I was thinking of was The Wall.
Yeah, that's the one that's coming out early next year, if I'm right.
There's no release date on here.
But yeah, so I don't know. Are you getting tired of this Gambit, this Gambit talk, all the time?
I mean, it doesn't really bother me. It's like, oh, there's Gambit news. What is it? Okay, then I move on with my life. I don't really care about it too much.
You don't really care.
Like I want to see it, and when it comes out, I'll be excited to see it because I like Channing Tatum, and I've liked each movie that he's produced outside of really Magic Mountain Double XL, which I thought was just mediocre. But I think that he takes all his projects seriously.
Channing Tatum, of all of his movies, of all his career, the one that you point out as his most worst is Magic Mike Double XL.
I was saying the ones that he's produced.
Oh, okay. I think sound like because
and the ones that he's had like a heavy hand in the creative process. That one I was like,
and it's not even that bad, honestly. Magic Mike Double XL isn't even that bad. It's just like you said, mediocre. It's whatever.
Yeah, but the Jump Street franchise, I thought I was a producer on some of those. Those were really good. So I have full faith in 23 Jump Street. He's done other stuff as well. I remember I've liked those. Jupiter Ascending is not good. But I don't think he had too much I don't think it's his fault. He had a good job in the movie, and he's not going to make stupid decisions, I guess is my point. So I trust Channing Tatum. I trust Fox as a whole when they doing their X-Men properties, because I've actually enjoyed each X-Men film besides Origins Wolverine, and I haven't seen X3, but I've liked all the other ones.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I agree.
I'm excited to see this universe continue. I'm super excited for, what's it called? Wolverine 3. There's no title yet, I guess. But I'm super excited.
I am excited about that. I mean, that one, they should just call it Old Man Logan, but they won't. Yeah, with Gambit, it's just I'm going to continue to say why he's a character that should have been in the X-Men, introducing the X-Men. and instead you're making him into a spinoff. It's a spinoff that nobody really wants. Nobody's gonna care about. Um, like you're gonna have to completely change the story around because he's never been a part of the X Men unless when everything that happened with Apocalypse somehow changes things with him, and then the new X Men he is a part of like the X Men, but I doubt it because you're not chanting him.
Yeah,
I don't think he's
think
not
so.
gonna sign on for that. So is it gonna be a independent movie where it's like an independent story? I mean, it's like by its own world kind of thing. Because Gambit does
I
have
think it'll
some
be like
really
Deadpool about how there's like hardly any connection to the X-Men. It's just like in the same universe.
okay. All right. I mean, I don't know.
Depending on what time frame it takes place, they can have him like run into Wolverine. Probably not because Hugh Jackman's retiring. But they can have him run into one of the
If
characters,
I'm them,
like a Falcon scene from Ant-Man or something.
if I'm them, I make Gambit a darker movie, like not a comedy. I make it more of a realistic guy living in Louisiana, like because I don't know. I don't get what is that. Like I'm trying to even picture how you market this movie. Do you market it as an action movie? Like he doesn't do anything by himself. Like
I'm not really
he
familiar with
has
the
cool
character.
independent stories, but I'm like they're smaller in scale than like let's say Wolverine. Like Gambit can easily die. Like he's a dude. He just has
Mhm.
powers in his hands where he can shoot stuff with that he can touch, and he has this bow staff. I don't know. I'm still very intrigued
Do
by
you
this
think
movie.
that Do you think that they're gonna do a brand deal with the World Series of Poker?
Oh my god! Like, oh my god! If he's in like the 2017 World Series and he's like there just racking up money, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm curious of this whole everything on this thing. Deadpool 2 is clearly the one that I'm more excited about. But I guess we'll see what
yeah.
happens. Um,
I'm excited. I'm probably most excited for the X-Men sequel.
so we'll stick with Marvel because there's an interesting bit of story that came out recently, a couple days ago, which shows that Marvel and 20th Century Fox both have the rights to the scrolls. This is from James Gunn when he was doing an interview, or he was on Twitter. It says Gunn revealed the news on Twitter saying, while a number of specific scrolls are at Fox, the scrolls as a whole are co-owned. So if you don't know, the scrolls play a major part in like a lot of the stories during the Civil War time period. Those that don't know, the scrolls can shapeshift. They can become and look like other like other people, and that's the twist ending for Civil War. Uh, the Captain America that dies and is shot isn't truly Captain America. It was a scroll undercover doing the whole thing with the war, and that's when the whole secret invasion comes in. And of course, they didn't run with that story for this one. But when James Gunn even just randomly saying that they own the scrolls, making me curious if they're gonna keep the scrolls and maybe more of a towards the Guardians and having them play a bigger part in Infinity War because they are a major race in space and all this other stuff. But at the same time, they are also a part of Fox. And I heard this weird rumor that Fox and Marvel were looking at something. I don't know. It was clearly a rumor, but I remember reading it somewhere where Marvel and Fox were talking, and it was like maybe like during this week, just because they were very disappointed in the outcome of Apocalypse money wise. So I don't know, it could have just been horseshit, but I thought it was interesting. Um, I don't know. I just thought it's an interesting thing because the scrolls will bring an interesting dynamic, and the reason that Fox owns the scrolls is because the scrolls first appeared in the Fantastic Four #2. But there is some type of loophole in there that still allows Marvel to have them because they were a part of Marvel's Secret Invasion crossover later on. So they're allowed, like he said, certain major key scrolls, like the big ones, aren't like the race is allowed by both brands, but only Fox can use the big names from the source material. So
Okay.
that's how it works.
And just to let the audience know, for whatever reason, my blue snowball stopped being recognized by my computer, so I'm using my webcam mic. So if it sounds a little different, that's why.
You still sound alright. So I mean,
Okay.
you don't really read comics like that or anything.
I don't
So
read
so you
much.
don't know much
I
about
don't
these
read much
guys.
comics. I don't know much about the scrolls. It's cool that they both have access to them, I guess. So the source of this news was just somebody randomly tweeted at James Gunn asking why, if Marvel has control of Ronin, who's a Kree, then why does Fox own the scrolls? And then James just said some specific scrolls are at Fox, but scrolls as a whole are co-owned on Twitter. So I don't think it's much of even like a
Oh,
story.
okay.
I think it's also just somebody tweeted in, and he was just like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be a cool guy because I'm James Gunn. I like talking to my fans on social media."
He does that a
If
lot, like on
yeah,
Facebook and on Twitter. He's hanging out like in his bed late at night and just on there, just answering
yeah,
random ass
yeah, it's really
questions.
cool.
I'm like, all right,
So
dude.
I think that's honestly just all it is. And then
So it might
people
not.
were like, "We can get clicks," and I mean,
Yeah.
obviously they should have done that because a lot of people are talking about it. And then maybe Marvel's like, "Oh, we can use the scrolls. That's cool."
Yeah, I mean, in this Marvel Cinematic Universe, there's no real need for the scrolls, honestly, because the need would have been introducing them in the first Guardians movie, and then going and killing Captain America or a major character in Civil War. I guess spoiler, sorry, somebody dying major in that film. Then you could have played in later, like a Big Bang, like if Infinity War. Oh shit, it was a scroll. You know what I mean? Like you could have done Easter
Yeah,
eggs kind of thing leading up to
I
it.
do think that's kind of just like a cheap
It was
narrative
trust me,
ploy.
it was a cheap way to bring Captain America back. People were pissed. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I feel like that takes
It's
away like a lot of the narrative gravitas of the Civil War
That's
storyline.
why people that blew up about the Captain America being Hydra. I'm like, guys, calm down. That remember the scroll shit. All right, guys, we thought he was dead, killed by his girlfriend. Turns out it was gonna be horseshit. It was a scroll. It was, and then that was like this whole thing where like half the superheroes were scrolls and nobody knew about it, and the scrolls game plan was kind of stupid, but whatever. Um, yeah, so I don't know. So yeah, you're probably right. It is probably just James Gunn being James Gunn. I'm gonna talk about fans, about random shit, and
Yeah.
he knows all the rights and stuff. So, all right. I guess we'll hop over to DC for something that I think you're gonna be very excited about as well as me, because the Flash film is looking at Kiersey Clemens, who is the actress from Dope, which is your favorite movie of last year, to play Iris
Sure,
West.
but it's one of them.
Oh, what was? Oh, it was number three.
Well, it was Star Wars Creed Dope.
Oh yeah, that's
But I
true.
saw Dope like seven, eight
Yeah,
times
but
last
you
year.
love Dope like a lot. I like Dope, but you love Dope.
Yeah, I adore Dope.
So this girl was all she was also in Neighbors. If you guys don't know that, she was played one of the
She
main
was in the
girls in
second one.
Neighbors. Sorry, Neighbors Two
She
Sorority
was one of the
Rising.
sorority girls with Chloe Grace Moretz in the third one. I did not know anything about her besides that she was in that movie.
So although this is a rumor, this does make sense because the Dope director is the new director for the Flash. So that does make
Hmm.
sense. If you guys, Iris West in the comics has is white, but in the TV show she is black, and people love her in the TV show. And it being, how do you pronounce this director's name? Rick Foon.
Rick Famuyiwa? I don't know. Just
Rick,
call him Rick.
our good friend
We're on a
Rick.
first name basis with him.
Well,
Just like every other actor, director in Hollywood that we cannot pronounce their last name.
yeah, first name basis. So anybody that's seen Dope knows that like he really
He
he
handles fun and energy very
but
well.
he
That
also
movie's just full of energy.
but he also
This is what Flash
handles
should
like
be.
but he also took a real topic, a real race thing, and made a phenomenal movie about it. So it wouldn't shock me if the studio or him were saying, well, maybe like pitching a black Iris West would be awesome. Iris West turns out to later on be married to Barry, whatever. Then Wally, they have Wally West, all this other stuff. So I'm actually really excited. This makes me really excited about it. I can't picture Ezra uh, Ezra Miller and her together. Like I'm trying to like them as a couple. Is that his name right? Ezra Miller. That's the
Yeah,
Flash,
it's
right?
Ezra Miller.
So I'm trying to
I
picture
mean,
how they
they're
would
both
work.
good actors.
Yeah,
I'm sure
yeah.
they'll be able to
But
pull it off.
I'm saying couple wise. I'm like, all right. But then again, I don't see that kid as Barry Allen. But I guess from what I heard from
Weren't
the
they?
set of Justice League, he's amazing. So
Oh yeah, he's one of the most talented actors in Hollywood today.
yeah,
He's
but I
just
heard like he's bringing a lot of fun to Justice League, which is awesome. Like he's
Oh
bringing,
yeah.
which is what he's supposed to. She's also going to be in Flatliners. um, which is a remake of an old movie with it starred Kiefer Sutherland. That Kiefer Sutherland is coming back for. So she might be blowing up in a little bit. I guess. I mean, I don't know. I think I know where you're going with this, but how do you feel about them casting first a black woman as Iris West and also her as Iris West?
Alright, so I don't really care usually at all whether what race people are cast for, as long as they're true to the source material and the actual characters portrayed in the movie's good. And I have all faith in the world in this movie. I love this actress. I loved her in Dope. She was really good in Neighbors too. And I was like, when I watched Neighbors 2, I'm like, oh shit, it's
It's the
that girl
girl.
from Dope.
Yeah,
I like you. I still don't know her name, sadly.
I think it's
Uh,
Kiersey.
Jersey Clemens.
Yeah.
Right over here, and I think that she would do great. When I found out this news, I screamed about half as loud as I did when the Dope director is actually announced as the new director. But I was really excited for this news. I think that she'll kill it.
All right. So I read a little bit more. There's an update on this, and she's competing with two other actresses right now for this role.
Okay.
One is Rita Ora, who I thought was a singer, like Rihanna type singer, and I just clicked on her, and she is. I think she signed to Jay-Z's label. So let's hope it's not her. But she was in. She had a small role in Southpaw. She was the drug addict that Jake Gyllenhaal visits later.
Oh, okay.
And then the other actress is Lucy Bonton, who has from Sing Street. So that's your girl right there.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah. I'd be down for either of them. They were both fantastic
so
and two of my favorite movies in recent memory. Sing Street, by the way, comes out digital tomorrow. Check it out.
oh, I'm so botching that. This girl looks super familiar. Is she
Which one?
the girl from Sing Street? Like I've seen, I think I've seen her before. Her
I can
face.
Google her IMDb real
No,
quick.
I like Google this. It's she. I don't know. She looks like the girl from the night of that I saw the other day. I don't think it's her though. No, it's not her. But
No.
all right, so cool. They have two
Oh, she's in
actresses.
Rebel in the Rye. That's cool.
Yeah, so I haven't seen Sing Street. I'll definitely be watching Sing Street when it comes on demand. But I'll take your word for it. She's amazing in that. And then you also have this girl. But then again, there are plenty of other women that you can cast for either one of them. So as long as, like you said, whoever does the best job and we can go with it, awesome. All right. Everything else we have here is pretty small, or for the most part. Tomb Raider. It's got a release date, March 16th, 2018. So a release date for the new Tomb Raider reboot with uh,
Alicia Vikander.
Alicia Vikander. Definitely pumped about that. Curious to see how they're going to tackle the more darker take of Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna follow the plot of the new rebooted first game,
Yeah,
I think,
and
which is a good route to go. Alicia Vikander is gonna crush the role, and that's a good release date. It's a good date because that means that you have faith in it, but you're not gonna be like
yeah, it's
we're
not
gonna
summer
take
yet.
on summer. We're gonna be like we're gonna take on March.
Yeah, it's
Sounds good.
what was the, yeah, I mean it's actually a smart release. It's more of a in betweener kind of movie, not a summer blockbuster, but not a crappy
Hmm.
February January movie. That's awesome. Next we have so I guess this was like a big uproar on the internet. Not really a big uproar, but there was an uproar. Star Trek announced its first fully openly gay or LGBTQ character, and it's Sulu, who is played by John Cho. According to what people are saying, or I think it was even the director, who is James Wan, right? No, not James Wan.
For what movie?
Star Trek. Who's the Star Trek?
It
Not
was
James
just
Wan.
Justin Lin.
Justin Lin. Yeah, he said that that to him, the Sulu is an openly gay character, that he's gonna have scenes where he's just gonna walk up with his boyfriend, like his husband and a kid, and it's just they're not even gonna play it up. It's just what it is. It's not a big thing to them. The original Sulu, who I'm drawing a blank on his name,
George Takai.
was not very happy about this, and what's his? I don't have his reasoning here,
He
but
said that he was disappointed. I didn't look into it because I'm like, oh well, that's a whatever. I don't care.
they said that
And then
they said it's a nod.
Zachary Quinto said that he was disappointed that George Takai was disappointed, and I feel like this is a fine change to make. Like I don't think that character sexuality really. matters that much to the film franchise of Star Trek. It's like,
This
oh, he's gay, and it's like,
it's
okay,
a
cool.
nod to Takai, who was an openly gay actor who had to hide his sexuality when he was on the show. But it's a nod to him.
Oh,
It's what the director said. It was a nod to him. So
oh, that's
uh
cool.
yeah, so
If you didn't
Takai
like it.
I'm trying to see what he said. I can't find it here. Um yeah, I don't have it here. He just says it's really unfortunate. I don't know. It's weird. I don't get why he would be upset. I'm trying to find it here. Yeah, and Zachary Quinto is openly gay as well, so it's interesting that. I mean, and he's even upset. Are you looking to see why he was upset about it? Because I'm trying to
Yeah,
find it here. I can't.
I think it's really unfortunate. Is the quote,
Oh, it's a
but
twist.
it's
It's a twisting of the character creation, to which he put in so much thought. I think it's really unfortunate. That's what he's saying. He's saying that the character in the original series wasn't gay, and to twist the character and make him gay is it's just a twisting of the creation. I don't know. I don't think it's. I mean, it
I
sucks that
don't
he's
think
upset, but
yeah, I don't think it really even matters, to be completely honest. Although I've only seen the new J.J. Abrams Star Trek universe.
yeah, me
That's
too.
what I'm familiar with. This character never really made too much of an impression on me, to be honest. And I'm like, oh, so
But
one,
then,
the
but
crew's gay, cool.
you like me watch a lot of like Collider and movie fights and all these things who have a lot of ton of like Star Trek have hardcore fans on those shows, and I follow them on Twitter, and all of them are very cool with this. So I'm guessing
Hmm.
it's not. They're not mad about this. They're actually
Yeah,
they're actually like, oh, this is cool. It's not a big
yeah,
deal to them either. So
yeah.
it's interesting.
I don't think I just don't think it really matters
Yeah, I
too
don't think so
much, to be
either. I mean,
completely honest.
it's an action movie. I don't think
Okay, cool.
it's not gonna play into the story in any real way. I mean, it's a love. It's like he has a family, like all the other ones have families. I don't think it's it doesn't matter. But I don't know.
Hmm.
Some people are upset. Some people aren't. Like everything on the internet.
Uh,
Um.
I have a story to bring up because I'm
All
not
right.
sure if you've seen this one. I
All right.
just found it. I
What?
remember. So it's our favorite Dwayne the Rock Johnson promoting something on his Instagram. So he's currently shooting Fast 8, which is going to be incredible, just like the last three of them. But it showed his character Hobbs in a new setting. It shows him in jail,
Yeah,
and
I'm
that's the
bringing it up
new
right now.
story.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think is actually pretty cool because we might get a scene where The Rock just goes AWOL and breaks out of a prison. And can you imagine a prison escape scene in the Fast and Furious universe?
I feel like
Are they gonna
we
like
haven't gotten one
do
of
the
those
cell
yet.
thing?
We haven't gotten one of those yet.
Yeah,
Um. So
like with the cars and then the police chase after them. Oh my! I'm
so
so
he has
excited.
been. He tweeted one with that weird ass goatee. Then he tweeted another picture where he had no goatee, and now he's tweeting this one where he's breaking out of jail. Um. Wait, here he has the goatee, right? I can't tell.
He has a goatee, but it's not the one that
The
was
long,
like,
yeah.
yeah, not a long
I mean,
goatee. It's like a nicely
could he
shaped
be going
goatee.
in to mess with Statham? I don't know, because Statham's
Maybe.
in jail. Yeah, everything The Rock does is it's The Rock. The next that we have here is J.K. Rowling's is already written a Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them sequel.
Yeah, because she
Not
was
surprising.
hired to write three of them. So it's not
Yeah,
surprising that she had the second one done before the first movie was out.
yeah. I mean,
Because
not a big surprise.
she was signed on like in 2012, 2013 to do this.
Yeah, so I mean, she's a writer. She knows the world. She knows the lore. She knows the story she wants to tell. I think we'll both be happy with whatever she writes.
Yeah.
And it's like you said, it's not a surprise. She signed on for three of them. So
Yeah, I'm really excited for Fantastic Beasts. The
I am
closer we
too.
get to it, the more material I see in trailers, I'm like, this looks great.
And yeah, I agree. The final story that I have here is so this is one for me. So the Warriors movie is being turned into a TV series on Hulu, being created by the Russo brothers. So we love the Russo brothers. They're amazing.
Yeah.
And I love the Warriors. Not the basketball team, even though I like them too. But have you ever seen the Warriors movie?
No, no, I haven't.
Do you know the concept behind the Warriors movie?
All I know is the iconic line, which is like, Warriors,
Okay.
come out to
So you don't know the
play.
concept of the movie, right?
No,
Okay, so the movie is set in the
I can guess
70s.
it.
I mean, the movie. I mean, all right. You want to try to guess it?
All right, let's go. I've seen all I know is whatever or not John Henson, Larry Sanders tweeted a picture from the Warriors movie the other day. So from that picture, it's a group of ragtag youngsters who decide to do gang-like activities, but it's not in a gang. They're just really close friends, and they're fucking badasses with their like leather jackets.
Okay, no. You're way off. But you can keep going if
Shit,
you want, but you're way off.
that's all I got.
Oh, okay. No, it's All right, so it's set in the 70s in New York City, and in New York City during the 70s, gangs were a really big thing. Like there were a ton of gangs. And this is the gang from Coney Island, so they're a very small gang, like very little gang. But the gangs are whenever you go into someone's turf, they're like killing each other. You know what I mean? So the biggest gang, their leader holds this giant rally in Central Park late at night. And that's the whole "Can you dig it?" I don't know if you've ever seen that, but that
Oh,
guy,
okay.
he holds this. They hold this big rally where every gang needs to bring 9 members. Um, so Coney Island is like the farthest gang from Central Park. Like they're super far. So they want to be there. They send their 9 people, and then there's like 1,000 people there. Like that's how many gangs are in. Like there's like a big every gang from the entire city is there. Um, One gang who is like I'm gonna guess kind of racist, or they don't want to agree to this whole no not fighting thing because the leader wants to stop the gang fighting and go against the cops. Like he's like, we outnumber the cops 10-1. That's how big our gangs are. Like, if we were to all unite, and he's having this whole thing, everybody's on board. He ends up getting shot, and then the guy that you see the Warriors come out to play, that guy, he randomly yells, "It's the Warriors! They did it!" And then every gang in the city wants to kill them. And the whole point of the movie is they are in Central Park, and they've got to get from Central Park to Coney Island. And that's the movie. With every single gang trying to kill them.
Wow,
And there's
sounds really
9.
good.
I'm
Actually,
going to tell you, there's 9 of them. They don't know how to make it back. So,
oh, okay.
so I like
Yeah,
movies like
come
that.
to think of it, I think one of my friend's dads like told me to watch this like a year ago, and I was like, "Oh, okay." I just saw it on Netflix. Like I saw that they had it, but I didn't turn it
Yeah,
on. But it sounds really
the
good.
creator wanted to make it like a it's like when you watch the movie now, it has like a comic book style to it. And I love the movie because I just think the concept is so cool. A couple years ago, the director that did Disturbia was trying to remake this and set it in L.A. in modern times, but that fell through. So
No.
I don't know how it's gonna work for a TV series, but the concept of like 9 dudes who are being set up trying to get like, let's say 100 like 50 miles or 100 like 50 miles away, like so they're home,
Hmm.
going through every gang in all of New York City trying to kill them. It's pretty cool. It's tense. I like it. Set in the 70s. I think it holds up pretty well. But the Russo brothers doing it. They're doing it because they love the movie, and I always think that's cool. More than likely, they'll probably direct the pilot, set the tone for the TV show. Um, this story can't be more than one season, so you have to tell that one story, tell another story later. Like you can't spread the story out. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's a story
yeah,
about
that
one.
was my
It's a
main
story about
concern.
one night.
Synopsis.
Like
Yeah,
it's a one night getting from here to there. Like maybe you can
it could be like
span.
a 24 type show where like each
Yeah,
episode's 1 hour,
yeah.
and then season two something
Like
happens, and it's one day of their
the ending
lives.
of the first episode has to be the shooting. That's how you
Yeah.
get like the holy shit moment. So I don't know. I know it's an old movie, but I definitely recommend watching it. I don't know if it's on Hulu or Netflix or anything like that, but it's a great
It
movie.
was on Netflix a few months ago, so it might still be on there.
Yeah. So, um, that's all the news that I have right now. So, oh, we didn't talk about what's coming out this week. You want to do that now?
What?
We didn't talk about what's coming out this week.
Oh yeah, I just remember that.
So this
So
week
the internet's favorite movie comes out this week.
it's called Ghostbusters, and so far, I heard it's okay. Like, I follow Kevin Smith's YouTube channel, and he did a review for it, and I thought it was hilarious. He's doing an interview with somebody else, like he's he's like in an auditorium talking to people, and the guy that's with him says, "Oh, you saw a movie tonight?" He's like, "Yeah, I saw a movie. It's the Ghostbusters movie." And then he's like, "How was it?" He's like, "I laughed. I thought it was all right." He's like, "It's not going to be as good as the first one, all this other stuff." And then he's throughout the whole thing, he's like, "The one thing I didn't get about the entire movie is why is the tagline answer the call?" And he's like, and then the guy's like, "Well, the whole thing about who are you going to call?" He's like, "Yeah, but that's not what the tagline is. It's answer the call." And then they keep going in it, and then throughout the whole thing, when he asks him, "So what did you think about it?" He's like, "What I'll say is answer the call." He's like, "But nobody knows what that means." Exactly. It's like he just keeps going into a joke about it. He says it's funny, but it's funny, but it's not a Ghostbusters movie. Is whatever I keep hearing. It's like it's a funny movie, but it could have been done better. Is all I keep hearing. Like it's a funny movie, it's a good movie, but if it falls when it tries to play homage to old stuff and not make it its own thing. Like if you instead of you could have gone two routes: make it its own completely different thing without really referencing other stuff, or make it a continuation. And I guess they went for the middle, and that's what some people are like. They either love it or hate it. And more people love it. I mean, it has a 79%, so more people love it. So that's a good thing.
Well, I don't think they love it. I think that they enjoyed it.
It's at least a 3.
People like Clark Wolf.
It's a 3 out of 5
Clark
at least.
Wolf really liked it. Perry Nemiroff from Collider really dug it. Campia gave it a 6.5 out of 5, which for him is a good score, decent score.
According to what these reviews are, most people gave it a 3 or above, which is all you need to be on Rotten Tomatoes to be fresh. Give it at least a 3 and you're fresh.
Well, it depends on the critic.
3 out of 5.
Yeah, it depends on the critic, because I've seen some people give Ghostbusters a 3 out of 5, but they still gave it a rotten rating.
A 3 out of 5 is better than 50%. Like, how is that Ryan?
Maybe they think that in order for them to recommend a movie, it has to be more than just like adequate.
I don't know. So you're seeing it tomorrow. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I have a press screening tomorrow, which I'm not sure it's a press screening. It's a fan screening. I just got tickets. I just Googled my town, Ghostbusters screening, got tickets. I'm like, cool. Don't have to pay.
I did not get tickets for that. Instead, I'm going to be watching Lights Out on Thursday, which is cool.
But I would much rather see that.
But I really want to see this because I feel like this movie is going to be so all over the place with people either hating it or loving it that I feel like everything I'm going to be hearing might skew me one way or the other, and I didn't want that for this one. Usually it doesn't affect me, but I just feel like since I love Ghostbusters and everybody's saying different things, I would love to have seen this before everybody either hated it or loved it. And then the other one that's coming out this week is called The Infiltrator, which stars John Leguizamo and Bryan Cranston, and it's the story about the undercover guy that infiltrates Pablo Escobar's drug cartel thing. And I actually want to see this. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, same. And also Cafe Society comes out this weekend.
Yeah, I see that here. I don't know what that is.
It is the Amazon Studios film with like Steve Carell, Jesse Eisenberg, and Kristen Stewart.
It's Woody Allen. Oh shit! Yeah, I know
Allen
this.
directed.
I saw this trailer. This is Jesse Eisenberg's thing with. Oh, I saw this trailer.
Yeah.
Wow, this thing went to Amazon.
Good. Yeah, Amazon made this.
Oh yeah, and I heard actually Kristen Stewart is really good in this. Like her and Jesse are really good together usually. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see this, and also the main draw to go see this
this
weekend.
Movie, right? This is their third movie together. Adventureland, Eisenberg and Kristen Stewart.
Oh yeah, it is.
Adventureland, this one, and then
they had the American Ultra, and then this. Yeah,
okay, cool.
But the main draw to go see this movie is you will get the teaser trailer for La La Land, which is going to be fantastic, hopefully, because Damien Chazelle directed it.
How do you know that?
I just saw a news story earlier today that
I'm like, oh wait, you have an in? Are you friends with one of these people? No, and they told you?
Definitely not. Yeah, I just hit up the Amazon Studios press.
He's like,
email.
Yeah, like, Jesse called me
earlier. For the movie Backlot podcast.
It's like Jesse called me earlier and he told me about this. All right, so let's get to Blu-rays. And you said just like one or two things here. That's what we got here.
Yeah, it's not much.
What date are we on?
So this is for July 12th, and so we have a bunch of re-releases.
Hell yes! There's an amazing movie coming out this day.
Yeah, exactly. And the amazing movie that he is referring to is, of course, Lego DC Comics Superheroes Justice League Gotham City Breakout.
Hell yes! You got it. I didn't. Where did you even pull that from? I don't even know what the hell that is. Oh, here it goes.
It was like I was scrolling down to try to find something that was gonna be terrible, and that was the
Oh
closest
my
I
god,
got.
no! Today's awesome, dude. Two of my top five
Oh,
movies are on
I
here.
didn't see. Well, everybody wants so much. I guess we can get into right now. Is at like the bottom of this
I know.
list?
Why does this? Why this is not done
Didn't
by?
this come out a
This is
few
not
weeks
done
ago?
by
Though?
relevancy anymore. It's done by randomness.
No, I
Cause
could have sworn everybody wants some came out a few weeks ago.
no, it was on digital a few weeks ago. It came on digital last week or 2 weeks ago. I can't remember. But
Okay.
yeah, we have Everybody Wants Them, which I love, and we talked about last week on the podcast. And then the other one that you were talking about was what is it?
Green Room,
Green Room,
which I have
fucking,
seen.
which you saw and I saw, and it's fucking amazing. And it's Green Room. I remember when we did the last week, we did the top 10 or top five. It keeps playing back in my head, like, and I think I'm gonna once I watch it again, it's gonna move up that list. Might be my favorite movie of the year so far because it's the one that I'm thinking the most about. I don't know why, but I'm just
What was your number one?
it's Utopia.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And that's because like the story, and then number two was. But I said like between Zootopia, Civil War, and Green Room, I was making the list as I was talking. Still, I was like, all right, which one do I want to put here? So Green Room
That's
might
true.
might go up there. After I watch it again, and is that pretty much it that's coming out this week? Oh no,
Yeah,
dude,
that's
come
all I
on, dude, your movie.
What?
Is this not your movie right here? This is not
Oh,
This is your movie.
fuck off.
It's your movie. It's your
Allegiant?
yeah. That's
This,
new,
okay.
man. We can't skip over it. It's new. Um,
It's sure it's a new movie. It's there's a reason that this was at the very bottom of this list. Like this thing is legit. Like a movie called The Good Librarian, like a Good Shepherd, is like 6 rows ahead of all the Allegiant new releases. This thing sucked. It was terrible. Don't go see it.
Yeah, it was. I think
Um,
was it your worst movie of last? Was it
yeah,
your worst movie? It was your worst movie last week.
it was the
Yeah,
worst movie. Wait, what's my worst movie of the year?
I think it was.
I think so. Yeah, it was. Yeah, because it was the only movie that I like wanted to walk out of. Like halfway through, I'm like, it might get better. It didn't. The best thing about it, what I will say is I do like Theo James. I like Theo James. I like Miles Teller. I like Shailene Woodley. They get me
You
through
know
it.
what I
Jeff
find
Daniels
interesting
kind of
about this
awkwardly
movie?
standing there.
You know what I find interesting about these franchise is how awful it can be with the quality of actors it has in it. Like,
Well, the direction
is look at
completely
the
inept.
cast, but look at the cast. Like, this thing is stacked. We're talking Jeff Daniels, Shailene Woodley, Miles Teller, Titanic girl, which I'm drawing a blank on her name right now.
Kate Winslet. Spoiler alert: she died in Insurgent.
Dude, I don't even want to watch the franchise. I don't even want to watch it anymore. I'm done.
Don't watch it. It's
No,
not
and then
good.
also
It's
isn't
terrible.
Glenn Close in this or some older actress or another? Who's in this?
Maybe. But the director of Insurgent and The Legion, because he was so good that they brought him back for Legion. This movie before this that got him this franchise was R.I.P.D.
No,
Yeah,
no, dude, no.
yeah.
You're fucking with me right now. Wait,
I'm not kidding.
I'm about to lay this up. You're fucking with me. There's no way in hell.
It's R.I.P.D. was his previous movie before helming the illustrious Divergent series.
He did. Okay, how does the director do Red, and then do because Red is good,
Yeah.
and then Flight Plan is pretty good, and then the Time Traveler's Wife is okay, and then your last three movies are R.I.P.D., Insurgent, and Allegiant. Man, dude,
Yeah.
what are you getting paid? How much are they paying you?
But we have some good news. He's not doing Allegiant Part 2 or whatever the next one's called.
Wow, wait, how do you split the director up? Is that normal?
He quit halfway through. Or
Oh, he quit? You serious?
It was like he
Oh,
needed.
wait, no. Did they come at him and they were like, "We're cutting your budget in half," and he's like, "Wait, what?" Yeah, and that includes your
No.
paycheck.
No, it was before that.
Oh, dear
I'm pretty sure
Jesus.
it was before all that. What's the last one even called? Because they changed the name.
Ascendant.
Is it Ascendant?
Yes.
Who's directing Ascendant?
I'm looking it up now.
Lee Toland Krieger.
Let's look at his IMDb.
He did The Age of Adeline.
This guy doesn't suck. This guy
Hey.
doesn't. No, dude, no.
I am not
you
getting
did
my
great
hopes up for
movies.
this movie.
You have good movies on your. What is he doing? The Vicious Kind and Celeste and Jesse Forever are amazing. What is he doing? Why would you sign on to this?
I don't
Man,
know.
how much do you think they pay these directors to do these movies? Because these are some
Like
decent
a million,
directors. Like
maybe.
a million? There's no way. There's no way. I'm not doing crap like this for a million. Well, I don't know. Maybe he got
Yeah,
paid crap.
yeah, you would.
Yeah, I would. I'm not lying.
$1 million for
Yeah,
like 8 months of work.
dude, give me I'd be the director that takes on this project for $100,000. I'm like, let's go.
You would probably do better than the last one if you
Nah,
just
it
had
doesn't.
fucking shots of Theo James shirtless fucking punching people. I would have had a much better time watching that movie than whatever the
All
fuck
right,
we got this one.
since the first one and the when this is what I find interesting when a movie like when a franchise like this and a franchise like the Twilight movies constantly has good directors on it, but the movies still suck. That's studio interference. It just sucks, or the writing is just horrible.
Well, yeah, the writing sucks as
Have
well.
you ever
Like,
seen Celeste and Jesse Forever? It's
what?
Have you ever seen the movie Celeste and Jesse Forever?
No, I haven't.
You should look it up. It's actually a really good movie. It's a romantic comedy, but it's really good. I like it. It's with Andy Samberg. Well, there you have it. We spent like 20 minutes on Allegiant because it's that
Oh
great. It's
no,
that
we'd
amazing.
not. It may have felt like 20 minutes,
It's
but
probably
like
like five.
but since we were talking about the fucking Divergent series, it felt much longer.
All right. Well, I think that's
That-
all. That's all
God.
we got. All right. I think that's everything. Oh wait, Miracles from Heaven is the other new release, and that's the Jennifer Garner movie that I didn't see, but I heard
Oh boy.
it's like one of those church movies. All right. Well, that brings us to the end of the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Dylan, you want to pimp out your Twitter and any things you're working on?
Yeah, sure. So follow me at youtube.com/CalProdigy. I might upload videos soon. Actually, you know what? Because I don't have to work until like Friday. I'm gonna make a commitment that has a 10% chance of being broken.
What is that?
I will actually review Ghostbusters tomorrow because I
Interesting.
see it, and I'll have plenty of time to actually like record and edit and stuff. Now that I have my PC here, so I will do a Ghostbusters review. I'll also tweet my thoughts after I see the movie. You can follow me on.
Well, I can't even. This is the thing about Dylan is like, our tastes are like, we are like really close on some movies and then so off on other ones. So if you
Our top tens are usually fairly similar,
Yeah,
outside of
so-
like one movie where you're like,
Yeah.
I love this movie, and I'm like, that movie sucked,
yeah
and then vice versa.
yeah so
But like what, like 70% of our top 15?
I'm curious
is
if
the
you're
same
gonna.
movies?
I'm curious if you say Ghostbusters is the best movie I've seen this year.
It's not.
If it's
I'm
gonna
not
be,
going to say that.
If it's gonna be like Batman v Superman, where I'm like, all right, Dylan, come on now. But I don't know, that'd be interesting.
I'm going in with mild expectations. I just want to laugh. If I laugh at the movie,
I heard
if the
it's
visual
funny.
effects are cool,
I
I'll
heard
be
it's
good.
really funny, and
I did get one joke spoiled for me. That was
Oh,
like one of
yeah.
the opening jokes of the movie, and I laughed a lot.
All
So I'm
right.
like, oh, okay, cool.
And
And,
also, I heard Kate McKinnon is like the standout, so that's cool.
Yeah, I've heard mixed. I've heard either she's the standout, her and Chris Hemsworth,
Yeah,
or
really
I've
fun.
heard the other three have great chemistry, and Kate McKinnon ruins it. I've heard both those.
I heard that Kate McKinnon's character
I'm
is so different than the rest of them. And then I've
Yeah.
also heard that Leslie Jones isn't annoying, so that's awesome because that's what I was worried about. So if she doesn't annoy me, I'm happy with that.
One of my friends I'm taking to see this movie, when they saw Batman v Superman, they saw it in IMAX 3D, and I wasn't there because I was out of town. But from what I heard, during the Ghostbusters trailer, when the slime, when the one ghost slimed Kristen
Yeah.
Wiig's character, and it was in 3D, one of my friends actually screamed because he hadn't seen the trailer and it caught him off guard.
Like scared?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know because who was it that said this movie was scary? Rick.
Clark Wolf said that it has some horror elements in
and
it.
then Patton Oswalt, is that who said it? It was also,
Patton Oswalt said it was
Yeah.
scary at parts.
And also Dan
which makes
Aykroyd said it's
like
like the scariest and funniest, and I'm like, oh god. So I don't know
Although-
because nothing in the trailer screams scary or horror. So I'm curious, and then I respect Clark Wolf because she's like the horror queen. Like she
Yeah.
loves horror films. So I'm curious as to
she
how
liked it, and
it's.
she's seen it again on Friday. She said.
Yeah, what bothers me, so what's been bothering me is that the people that have been saying they didn't hate it have already been getting shit on by people that haven't even seen the movie.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous.
It's
Like there was that one Reddit post where that one guy's just like on like r/Ghostbusters is toxic right now, and this one guy went on r/Ghostbusters and was like, we're doing a pretty good job filtering out all the positive reviews off the front page of r/movies to make sure this movie fails, but now they put together a review mega thread, which is what just making people realize this movie might actually not be terrible. So what are we going to do to counter that? And we're like, why?
I've never
That's
understood the
so
way
dumb.
you can attack a movie without seeing a movie. Like, I mean, I do get it if like it's in a franchise that you don't like, oh, I already hate the first two, then all right. But then this is a brand new story. You know what I mean?
Like
Like,
Ascendant,
yeah,
it's
like,
not going to be.
yeah, like there's guaranteed that's gonna suck. But like, I can't. I don't know. Like, I can understand if you're like, oh, I have a feeling, or this might not be good, or oh man, I hope it's not good, or it looks like if you start saying it looks like it sucks. But nah, like I follow a lot of people on Twitter, and I just see the hate they get for liking a movie. Like I think Campy on the podcast, he did a podcast today. He talked about it. He called. I think he said one of the topics is
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Ghostbuster troll babies or something like that.
Yeah, because apparently some Ghostbusters haters were doing an organized campaign to make sure to try to ruin the search results of his Ghostbusters review that he gave a 6.5 out of 10 to. That was too positive for
I
them.
know how is. Oh god, the internet. You guys are funny.
Like, well, for Campia, like a 6.5 out of 10 still like a decent time at the movies, and that's what he
Yeah, I'm the
had.
guy. I'm the guy that doesn't like Batman v Superman, but I would say it's about a 5 or a 6. Like, I mean, Alexander would say it's like a fucking 1, but and
Yeah, which is
I mean, I get why it's a 1, but to me there's still fun moments in there. If you,
I don't. Also, this won't be relevant for about 6 months, but I highly doubt Allegiant will be my least favorite movie of the year because I Norm of the North is gonna get on one of those goddamn streaming services I'm
oh,
subscribed
you're gonna
to,
watch it,
and I'm
but
gonna watch
yeah, but
it.
you're the guy that would purposely watch bad movies to make your list. You're like, all right, guys, I'm
Sure.
watching Norm of the North, Allegiant, and whatever other crap came out this year the same night. So if I slip my
the great,
if I
the
slip my
great
wrist by the end of it, it'll be a good day. I don't know.
that night every year is the worst night of the year because
Yeah,
I'm
but
like
you do that every.
paying $6 on Redbox. I'm gonna watch 3 awful movies just so I can fill out this goddamn top
Yeah,
10
the
list.
2 years that we've done those things, and this will be the third. And you always do. You're like, I'm gonna watch these bad movies before we do the list. I'm like, dude, just let it go. Only have 7. It's okay. You don't have to have 10. You don't need 10 bad movies. Just have 7.
Who
Uh,
knows? Maybe Norman the North strikes an emotional chord with me.
no, dude, there's no way. I heard them was god awful. Like even from people that like animation, like they can't even give positive thoughts to the animation. So, but all
It
right,
looks
ladies and
terrible.
gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the show. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the podcast. Podbean, Stitcher, YouTube, all this other good stuff. You can find us there, and we'll be back next week to talk movies. And Dylan will tell us what he thought of Ghostbusters. Actually,
Yeah,
so will I, because I'll watch it. I'm gonna watch it, or I always say I'm gonna watch it. I'm going Thursday or not at all. There you go. It's Thursday or
no
nothing.
Thursday night.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna.
There's
I
gonna be
like going
nobody there.
Thursday. Yeah, that's why I like going Thursday because like then when I get to AMC, I don't have to worry about because having Movie Pass when you go to like the assigned things, you can't use your Movie Pass here, so you have to go to the theater and assign your seat. So I'm like,
Yeah.
it's like a whole thing. I can't assign my seat from here. Like if I didn't use Movie Pass, I could just pay for it. But I'm paying for Movie Pass. I just go. So I don't know. But we'll be back next week to talk movies, guys. See you.
Cool. See you.